Hello and welcome to my world and something different here on this pokey little YouTube channel of mine as I'm going to be reacting to the trailer for the upcoming 30th anniversary Power Rangers special titled Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Once and Always. Uh, Very briefly, my own history with Power Rangers as a fan goes as such. I remember when the show premiered in the 90s. I remember it got to be such a big deal that season two's premiere with the introduction of Lord Zed was a primetime special that aired on a Thursday night, along with the premiere of the, what was it, X-Men season two with the Phoenix Saga? Or Dark Phoenix Saga, if memory serves me right. Again, we're going back to 1994 with that reference. Power Rangers was a really big part in terms of me in like 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99. Because that was basically me going from into my young, early teenage to full teenager years. So that was, the Power Rangers was a show that I was watching. So the Mighty Morphin era, the seasons 1 and 2, the Ninja era, which was season 3, obviously the things uh with the Alien Rangers, the Zeo Rangers, Power Rangers Turbo, not so much the first half of it, definitely the second half, and Power Rangers in Space, and tapered off from there as I got older. In terms of any merchandise that I have from the 90s, the only thing I still have is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, the game for the Sega Genesis, which I, of course, found in a random box before my mom passed away back at the end of January of this year. So there's that. In terms of things that I actually had at one point in time, no, I take that back. I think I do have a copy of Power Rangers the movie on VHS. I think I do. I'll have to go back through the archives to find that. Other Power Rangers merchandise. Me and my brother had a kid. We only had two Power Rangers action figures, the flip head ones of the Red Ranger and the Green Ranger. Those were the only two Power Ranger action figures that we had. But I have picked up some of the Power Rangers comics in more recent years. The Power Rangers Justice League crossover and Power Rangers Pink, which focused on the Kimberly, the Pink Ranger, like after she gives up becoming a ranger and goes off to in the Olympic Games, or the whatever was the in-universe version of the Olympics, to be or something involving gymnastics. Again, trying to remember these details from long ago. And obviously, I picked up the Power Rangers Ninja Turtles crossover recently, which I think I was discussed on one of my Twitch streams a few weeks ago. Anyway, of course, the video is going to be here, circular, very limited there, and the audio for it is going to be very low because I am taking a chance with this one here. So don't be surprised if I talk over it anyway. All right, hitting play in 3, 2, 1, now. Oh, Rita kicking some ass. And it doesn't take a genius to realize what happened there. Richard Horvitz definitely voice is definitely aged. All right. So, impressions on that there. Number one, it is plainly obvious to me that one of the big things that happened straight out early in this special, Zach and Billy are off with the rat bug somewhere. Rita returns in a new body, and I got something to say in regards to that. And she's more directly involved in the conflict this go round. And she kills Trini outright. She goes to kill. Rita's going to blast Billy away. Trini saves Billy. Yellow Ranger is dead. And that in and of itself is actually a callback. Mentally, I think it's one of the very first episodes. I think it's the second episode. Or it's second run in the canon, but it aired third overall. Trini has a fear of heights. She literally fights her fear and goes off to save Billy, who is running from a putty. And she goes up to save him, so she dies in the special, saving him. So that's in and of itself a wonderful callback. How many people are actually going to point that little detail out there? There were a little thing there that says like Bandora Protocol. That is actually a reference to the Witch Bandora, which was Rita's name in the Jew Ranger, the original Sentai. That's a nice little callback there. Rita being more involved in the action is something I can greatly appreciate, because when it comes to the Green Ranger in the original Sentai footage, one of the last things the Green Ranger does in that is fight the Witch Pandora in like the room where he was hanging out in because of his limited life force. So Rita being involved directly in the conflict here, fighting a little bit is not uncommon. It is, because we've seen Lord Zed beat the crap out of Tommy and the White Ranger in what was it, season 3. That would have happened because that would have been when Catherine was introduced. Does it look cheesy in some ways? Yeah, but clearly they are playing it a little bit more serious as clearly time has gone by. Rita coming back and having a new body actually introduces an interesting little fan theory, or at least for me, as it goes all the way back to the Zordon energy wave at the end of Power Rangers in Space, when Andros smashes Zordon's 2, and you get this wave, and Rita and Lord Zed are turned into humans. And as a result, where like a lot of the evil enemies are either destroyed or notice those were the only two that were transmorgified. So to raise the question, what happened to the evil version, the evil side? If Rita and Zed were turned good, that means their evil sides, I guess, spirits or was removed and find a mechanical body or something or other. Because there was I forget, Forever Red, I think it was like one of the early anniversary specials that had all the Red Rangers. It had, I'm not thinking that's what it was. They had like the son of Lord Zed and Rita or something to that effect. I know Goldar Maximus was something more recent, but there was something like some sort of Lord Zed related thing as being like the offspring of Rita Repulsa and Lord Zed. But overall, this looks good. It looks good. David Yost definitely shows the age in terms of thinning hair. Walter Jones looks young. Clearly he was like late teens, early 20s when Power Rangers first aired, so he will be what? Like pushing 50 or about that now, somewhere in that range. Dude looks like he's 30, 35, 30 to 35, somewhere in that range. Steve Cardenas, more or less, we have seen him pop up on various specials, we know, and I forget the names of the actress who plays Catherine. I'm sorry. We saw her fairly recently in the Jason David Frank's last appearance in the more in the in a more in a fairly recent anniversary related episode that had a lot of Rangers come back, and she was in that. But overall, it looks good. It and the fact that they're going to take it with a more serious tone, because guess what, Power Rangers at times could get serious in terms of a plot in the various episodes. Um, like Countdown to Destruction, clearly, which is sets the gold standard for how serious Power Rangers can get. As a matter of fact, the season, the last couple episodes of Power Rangers Turbo, when Divatox basically is able to do the one thing Rita, Zed, the Machine Empire couldn't do, and that was basically destroy the command center. So, and that was a very serious, and I remember those episodes actually having proper weight to them to convey the seriousness of the overall situation. So the fact that Rita's being treated as a major threat, it's awesome. And I am very tempted to actually, sign up for Netflix for a month and to watch it. I will admit I am very, very tempted to do it. I mean, I don't really have time to sit down and watch anything at this point in time in my life, based with all the various things that I do. But I'm very, very tempted to watch up the Power Rangers Once and Always. I made a comment about Richard Horvitz being his voice is definitely aged, and you can hear it as it relates to, like, okay, 30 we're talking about 30 years ago. But one has to remember he's also the voice of Zim from Invader Zim, which is not too far from the voice he did for Alpha 5. And if you watched any of the Twisted Tunes panels doing script readings, and any of the ones that Mr. Horvitz appeared in, you can hear how his voice has definitely gotten older. So it's not a knock on it. It's just that it's not quite able to capture that same voice from back then. But that's kind of, I would like to think that's the whole point of the special, is like, you can't really go back, you have to go forward. And Rita's saying she's going back to wipe out the Rangers before they were recruited to become Rangers. And it's her way of moving forward, or whatever it is that is the remainder of the evil version of Rita Repulsa. There you go. So those are my thoughts, impressions of the trailer and everything. If you have anything to comment on it, put it in the comments section below. And I would say like or subscribe to the channel, but no one actually ever does that. I know I don't do that. So till next time, Tiny Friendship Bracelet, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.